not first pick worthy, pretty much. Rumble being banned out from Curse. See what the third bans will round out. Is Cruiser a fairly well-known Rumble player? I'm not entirely sure.
He plays a good deal of Rumble. He's very solid as Rumble. I would love to see it, but Curse is not going to let that happen. He plays a good Lee Sin too, which would be awesome. And I believe he actually did that against Wii in Game 2 to secure a win against a Rumble.
Wonderful, wonderful.
West-Rice, no Vlad.
So West-Rice, no more Vladimir. We're going to see what else he can pull out. He's pulled Aurelia. We've seen Jax. We've seen York. We've seen just the other game that I just read, Darius. We saw a really good Darius actually against World Elite.
Darius support York, OP.
Yeah, that happened. That was really, really impressive. York being the third ban out from Curse and a first pick of Shin. We could potentially see West-Rice run Darius again, because what he did there is while they were 1v1 up top lane, every time Mad Ball's back on MTWNA when he was playing Shin, there was a flash apprehend from Darius. So you think they're going to think about something, another Jackie Morgana? I hope so.
That's always good.
But do you think they're going to try to pick something that will be able to stop that Stand United from coming in?
Problem was Legion was watching that game over to the side. They were saw it happen. They know that Darius is a possibility, so they're going to be prepped for it with aggressive ganks. If they do go for that Darius pick, Legion has a plan in mind. At the same time, though, West-Rice did do an amazing job. Flash Apprehend covers quite a bit of distance, I believe like 1,000 units or something, like 1,000,000 TMOs, I'm just going to say.
Yeah, you definitely need to measure distances in TMOs. I'm pretty sure that's the most obvious way to do it.
It's the science of Runeterra.
Nunu and Morgana being locked in, so we will see Jackie on Nunu and Elements on, backwards, Jackie on Morgana and Elements on Nunu. And a Rise pickup from Legion. Rise does very, very well against Morgana.
We saw him use quite effectively actually in some Team League games. They would use Flash Rune Prison to really set up the fights. Rise is just a solid character. Like you said, he's good against Morgana. He can set up just great catches later on in the game, similar to Morgana.
Would you do it?
West-Rice, play it. West-Rice, I'm looking at you, West-Rice. I want you to play it right now. He's shaking his head. No.
Do it, West-Rice.
Come on, West-Rice. I know you're shaking your head.
Can we cheer a little bit?
Lock it in.
Or Vigar, get out of here.
All right.
What are you going to do? How hard is Curse
Wait,
throwing
what would
us
these
right now?
lanes be? What would these lanes?
Come on. I mean, he can't really pick Vigar. Akali would be an okay pick.
Make some noise with the Akali. I want to see a West-Rice Akali. Oh, Sona, come on.
No. What a cop-out. Cop-out. There you go. RZ's just going to lock in Sona and Graves. Just switch to Akali at the last second. That would be wonderful.
Come on. Cassidy, come on.
No, we still have time. There's still a fifth pick. Maybe they just don't want to show their top lane just yet. They're still discussing West-Rice, the last person to pick. Maybe he's saving the best for last. Maybe we will see his dirty, dirty Akali in this Game 3 of the losers finals between Legion and Curse. What's the two picks you think could round out this team here? What's the AD carry and support going to be?
Well, it's actually very odd that they picked it last. So they may be trying to go for another 2v2 situation because they know that Sona Graves will be the bot or top, the two lane for Curse. So they can really pick whatever they think will work against it. Normally what works against Graves is a lot of poke. Someone like Corky is actually incredibly effective with him. Now, who's the support? We've been seeing a lot of Lulus lately. Leona, could this be a kill lane?
And they lock it in. So Inubish going to be wrecking with Leona. She is such an all-in champion. But I don't know. What's the counter pick to Shin up top? Like we said, we saw the Darius work. What else can go against Shin?
Vladimir can work quite well, but you know what? He's banned out.
So what can West-Rice pick up to counter this Shin? Assuming, it's so hard to predict.
Akali is actually very effective against Shin.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, hopefully we will see that. But who knows? And I mean, this is just, again, we can't predict that is going to be a 1v1 up top. That could be a 2v1 up top and a 2v1 down bottom. So counterpicking is actually kind of turned on its head in that respect,
Like, how do you counterpick Darius? Oh, they could pick it. This is legit. They used it so well before. I would love to see the Darius, the Flash Apprehend, incredibly effective.
Yeah, and we saw him just dunk master Darius, just getting resets left and right when he played him. And that's just how he works.
All right, there's 3 seconds left. First, Jax.
Oh, Jax.
All right, that can work. I like that.
And
it's in.
There it is. So we're going to see a Jax up top against the Shin or down bot in a 2-on-1. This is so confusing. They're going to keep trading. They're just trading around on Legion right now. Inubish is with Shin. Yep, there we go. Okay, good. It would be great to see a support Shin in a top Leona, I guess.
I don't know if they want to bust it out, for their third place match. I think they want to go to grand finals instead of losing the game.
Yeah.
But the lineup for Legion is going to be Lotta Mortis playing Maokai, Demon Lol playing Corky, Inubish playing Leona, Wild Turtle playing Rise, and Cruiser, the Bruiser, playing Shen.
For Curse, we're going to have Jax with Westrice. St. Vicious is actually going to be doing Jungle Nunu here. Jackie on Morgana, Cop with Graves and Elements on his Sona, which he's been playing very, very well this entire tournament, the past few series of games. And Cop actually deciding to go Cleanse. He's had that, I believe, the past few games, while Corki has Ignite. What is the kind of mindset there?
This actually looks like Curse wants to go for a 2v2 lane, because Cleanse, it's going to be effective if he has to deal with the Ignite, the hard harass coming in from Corki. Normally, though, if it's a 2v1, you just want Ignite because you can kill nerds.
Kill nerds. That's exactly what we're looking to do here in the IPL San Francisco Face-Off 2012. This is going to be the losers bracket finals. This is game 3. So whoever loses this is out. Whoever wins this will go ahead to face TSM in the grand finals. And I know you guys, haven't been given Legion the most love in the world, but I want to see a rematch between them and TSM. Does anyone else want to see? If you want to cheer for Legion right now, if you want to have them take this game 3 of the losers finals, nothing. Almost nothing.
Oh, come
That's
on.
sad.
Nothing? No sound? All right. Okay,
That
what
guy
about
wants
Curse?
Curse.
Let's
Have
make
a
some
here
noise
for
for Curse
Curse.
then.
So a lot of people in the crowd apparently wants Curse to go ahead and take this game 3. And I can't blame him. Legion is a dark horse. They came into this kind of as an underdog, and they're trying to come in to win this. If they could take 3rd place, that's awesome. If they could take 2nd place, cool. If they take 1st place, great. But Curse has kind of had a rough patch, a bad string, I would say. People started hating on Curse, saying they'll never win a tournament. But right now, they are close. They can taste the glory.
They do have the bronze secured. They want the silver, they want the gold. And despite, an earlier spat, an argument being streamed from their apartment, they've really come together as a team. They are getting very good, very organized.
Good job calling out St. Vicious for that argument.
I
Very
never
much
called him out
appreciated.
specifically, but he does have a. Let's not go into that actually. But the game is finishing loading. Elements on the slow Sona computer.
Yes, indeed. I think he is hooked up to a toaster over there. I'm not quite sure, but here we go. Game 3 starting off. Score is 1-1. Whoever wins this, again, TSM in the grand finals is waiting for them with bated breath, and they are watching. They are all seeing what Legion and Curse are going to break out here. Legion going to march down the mid lane. Curse will be down bot, pinging that bottom brush. It looks like where they're going to set up camp, waiting for Legion to try and face check it. But it looks like Legion is going to counter it and go just up top instead. So it doesn't look like we're going to have much level 1 engage. But let's say it does happen. Let's say Inubish gets paused. Then that probably wouldn't be a very good thing. So we are currently in that pause, perhaps having some problems.
It looks like there was a small little tech issue. We might be remaking the game, I believe. We'll go ahead and try and figure out what's going on. There are admins running around talking to dudes from both teams trying to figure out what's going on.
Yes, indeed. But anyway, while we're in this pause, we can actually kind of theory craft a tiny bit. How do you feel about a level 1 engage from this? You got the twisted advance from Legion. You have the twisted advance. You got the Phospho Bomb, which does a lot of damage. You have either the Shield of Daybreak or the Zenith Blade from Leona, Rune Prison from Rise, and the Shadow Dash from Shin. On the side of Curse, you've got the Counter Strike. After a few seconds of warming up, he can AoE stun, the Snowball, the Dark Binding, and no real hard CC from Sona. If Legion were to enter into a level 1 fight, I feel like they would come out on top.
Legion does have better CC, but there's still quite a bit of damage, and there will probably be saplings coming out from Maokai, because normally Twisted Advance is not a good jungle skill. So it looks like we're actually going to go ahead and resume the game. We've missed about a minute of action. Actually, no, what am I talking about? We've been waiting for about a minute, so it's all good. Let's go ahead and see what happens with that level 1 invade.
And here comes Nubish on Leona. He is down. Oh, camera modes, in case you needed to know. That is what they do. So there's Curse in that bot brush, exactly where they pinged, following up on their leader's orders. So Maokai again on Latimortis. We saw him be so effective with it game 1. Then we saw St. Vicious retort with a counter Maokai in game 2. So Maokai, he could have a 100% win rate in the series, assuming that Legion comes out on top. Curse right now going to invade the enemy jungle. Going to go ahead for a red buff steal, I would assume. The Smite Consume combo that St. Vicious is bringing to the table deals so much damage that, it's really, really easy to counter jungle, and that's what Nunu is exceptional at.
And Maokai has shown to have issues with counter jungling in the past. His samplings are decent for actual jungling, but he has mana problems, he isn't super fast, and he is dependent on that long cooldown in sampling. So it's good, but not great.
And it looks like Legion did spot Curse nearing their race. Curse, will they pull out of this? Looks like they are going to. They're not going to go for that red buff steal. Instead, they're just going to lay down that kind of defensive ward just to get vision of Maokai, see when he moves over to those race, when he moves over to the red buff. Because, you know, a lot of the stuff about jungling is timing, you know. If you see him pass through there, you can kind of time, assuming he does race, then red, then Graves, then Golems. If Graves is just in the jungle, that would be ridiculous. And then Golems, you can kind of guess, oh, he may be down here in the next minute, 2 minute, 3 minutes, however long it takes him.
So blue buff is being secured by Curse right now. Maokai does start in his own jungle, getting his own blue buff. But look, top lane, Demon Law and Inubish are waiting for anything. Jax, if you walk near that bush, you will take so much damage. Cruiser is there too, so they do not expect this. This is just an ambush on the Westrice. Don't get near that bush, Westrice.
But Cruiser is here too, with 3-man gank. Westrice, UXA too far, the Shadow Dash and the Phospho Bomb with the Ignite. The counter-strike mitigates on the flash. He gets out of there. Westrice perfectly getting out of that situation with a brilliant counter-strike pickup. That's not a normal pickup on Jax level 1. He did that absolutely perfectly and instinctually. St. Fishes waiting around the corner. Hey, I'm a Nunu, what's up? And here's a 2-on-2 in the jungle. The Dark Binding lands on a Wild Turtle. Who will fall, if anyone? A lot of Mortis flashed over the wall with Ignite still ticking on him, and St. Fishes is going to flash into Elements, but can they turn around and pick up this kill? No. Curse and Legion will both get out of there. Oh, St. Fishes, you're waiting on this. You want that tree, you want to chop it down. No, indeed. Wow, so much action already, but no kills.
No one taking any sort of advantage, and up in the top lane, I guess Corki does have a bit of experience over Westrice. He's going to have a great poke with him. Leona's going to have a lot of kill potential. Shen does show up in the bot lane, you know, to go for that 1v2, and he expected to be zoned out early, so that was the glory of that plan. They knew Shen wouldn't get that much experience early on, so send him top lane, try to get a kill, then send him bot.
Yeah, and just a great play by Legion to try that. You know,
it was cool.
It was a shot in the dark. Why the heck not? Let's see if we can get the early kill. Let's see if we can start snowballing. This is game 3. You know, this is for all the marbles to go up to the grand finals. So why not? You know, why not throw it? Exactly. If you have some tricks up your sleeve, now is the time to pull at least one of them out. You know, you can save the rest of them for the big show. But right now, really
there's $40,000 on the line. That is not a small number.
No, indeed. So Demon Law and Nubish pushing onto this turret right now. They have a large creep wave behind them. St. Fishes here. He comes to the mid lane against the Rise. Now, you know, Rise can Rune Prison. They're going to meet here. Just talk over a ward. It looks like he activates a blow bow. Does get a snowball off, but I believe he is just going to pull away from that. You know, the thing about Nunu that kind of stinks is that he doesn't have really a big gap close. You know, he can throw a snowball, he can get the slow off, but we saw him have problems. Yeah, we saw him have problems with the Shin a few games ago, you know, with mad balls on that. But right now, trying to gank in on a Rune Prison Rise. Do you think actually Jackie does go down? We're going to go back, definitely, and watch. Can't miss First Blood. That is the worst thing. So we're actually going to rewind just a hair. Actually, we're kind of in the middle of it, so if we can actually go to a quick instant replay, we can watch First Blood again and see exactly how it went down.
Okay, let's go ahead and start watching this. So Jackie, gonna go ahead and apply the pressure with the Tormented Soil. Wild Troll just looking for that opening, looking for that spot where he can get some pressure. Just apply some damage with his Overload, gets another nice bounce off from his, whatever it's called, and then the Ignite Rune Prison come out. It's just damage coming out and pressure onto Jackie.
Yeah, no real big surprise there. I mean, Rise does really, really well against Morgana because she has her Black Shield. Yeah, it mitigates the Rune Prison CC, but it can be bursted through. Oh, St. Vicious, you're coming down bot against the Cruiser, the Bruiser Shin. Will Westrice be able to land Leap Strike? No, the counter strike does not hit, but he is still slow as can be. The feint will protect him from a lot of damage, but he is trying to turn this around, trying to get some damage on Westrice while Inubish is in tow. But there's Demon Law Valkyrie it in, getting the Phospho Bomb kill on the Westrice. The exhaust on the St. Vicious making him very, very slow, and here's Maokai for the icing on the cake. Will he be able to get the Twist Advance off? Does Mortis want to dive here? He does! He goes in with a Twist Advance and Arcane Smash knockup. Goodbye, St. Vicious. Great tower dive, and that is exactly what we expect out of Mortis when he jungles.
Leona able to go ahead, supplement that with that Zenith Blade CC. They now push that bot turret as top turret gets pressured now. So kills going to Legion. Both teams trying to pressure the turrets like we've seen every single game. If you can get those early turrets, it's going to be huge.
Yeah, right now, Cop Elements getting it down to about half health, a little bit less, like a quarter health. Jackie, again, just taking punishment from Rise. And the thing that he's so adept at against Morgana is that, oh, there's a Dark Binding that does land. He already has a level advantage, too, because he did get that early kill. The thing that he's so good at, some trades up top. he can burst through the black shield. You know, Rise is a special AP caster. He's not super burst per se. He's a lot of sustained damage. He just keeps raining on. When they remade him, they wanted to consider him like an AP machine gun. You know, he can just go through his combo, and do it all very, very quickly. And you know, when you can use that effectively and burst down a black shield, it doesn't matter anymore. You can then Rune Prison. You can do your full combo again. It's just very, very scary for Morgana.
One overload, one spell focus is usually enough to burst it in the early game, and with that, the Rune Prison is what you want next. Actually, Latimore's going for an invade, does spot St. Vicious out. Do they want to fight this, though?
Don't think so. Use the Twisted Advance kind of defensively just to knock St. Vicious into the air and pull away. As far as farm is concerned, Rise, 37 CS, does have that kill underneath his belt to the 34 CS of Morgana, 0, 1, and 0 as well. But I mean, we've seen Jackie's Morgana. We've seen what happens late game. We've seen him do really, really well with it.
Being behind a kill is not a huge deal when you can land that bind and still have that amazing CC. One of Morgana's strengths is that she's not that farm dependent, but can still farm super well.
I want to see what happens here. Wild Turtle does ding 6 right now, so he has a slight advantage. He is very low on mana right now, though. Maokai will donate that blue buff to his friend. Rise is going to go over there and collect that for himself. Jackie looks like he's going to do the same thing. So 2 casters right now in AP mid are going to have their own blue buff. So not a whole lot of counter jungling, I would say. In game 1, we saw Lattimortis pressure every blue buff. We saw Legion pretty much say, if you want to take any of your buffs, you're going to have to fight us for it. But no such luck this game.
Actually, Maokai's ahead in CS by about 12, so the jungling going more in favor of Legion right now. Very uncommon, but the early pressure did not work out for Nunu. 1 death actually across 3 members of Curse, showing that they tried some, map presence, but it did not work out. Dragon now being started though by Legion, but Curse is here to respond.
And here we go. This is going to be a fight. It looks like Curse is going to bully Legion away. Wild Turtle is low on mana, but of course he has that super mana regen from blue buff. Shin actually making his way down bot as well to the dragon fight. He has his ultimate. He could have stayed and split push top, but again, I'm sure he's very, very worried about Jax's counter-strike canceling that out.
And right now, the bottom lane is being pressured. It has not fallen. It is now a normal 2v2, which Curse does want. They want to hold on to this turret as much as possible, trying to push out that bot lane. Normally, Curse tries to avoid the 2v2 situation. They're much more comfortable with a 2v1, but they're in a good spot because Jax should now be able to handle Shen at this point. He got a few levels, has some good sustained DPS. And bottom, Brave Sona, they have their burst, and soon Sona will have her ult, and it's amazing CC.
Yes, indeed. So, I mean, just like there, Shen, you saw him start hoofing it down towards Dragon, rather than stay in lane and try to ultimate from far away, respecting the fact that Westrice will do everything in his power to stop the Stand United teleport. We saw it when he was Darius, and he has the exact same capability when he is Jax here.
We actually do have Morgana going into her jungle, actually spotted by both Lattimortis, and actually trying to get the Rue on the Wild Turtle. Does back up towards her turret, though. Bot turret falls in response, and right now, actually, Graves might be in a dangerous spot.
No, looks like he's going to be able to get out of there. A lot of Mortis does have flash. Could have flashed over that wall, but his teammates were a little bit too far behind. Leona and Corki may not have been able to make it there in time. Corki has his Zerker's Greaves, but not much else. He's 1-0-1 right now to Graves 0-0-0 with 58 CS, Zerker's Greaves, and Doran's Blade. So Cop just a hair ahead, even though Corki pretty much just hasn't gone back to buy yet.
He could definitely go to get a bit more than those Berserker Greaves. He's got good CS. He's able to still bully, though, because Graves has to be afraid of that Leona combination. You land the ultimate, you land her Zenith Blade, you land her Shield of Daybreak, and it's just so much CC and burst because of her passive.
And Shen actually picking up a Cage's lucky pick. Is that just not purely for the GP10? I mean, it gives his feint and it gives his Stand United a little bit more I suppose. But really, do you see that often?
Not really. It's a nice item just because it gets a bit more damage, a bit more shield, and it's actually kind of left over. Shen used to actually be designed as an AP champion with his first remake last year, and it's kind of a remnant. He still benefits quite a bit from the AP stat.
I would love to see a DFG Shen. I would love him to stand united and just instantly burst someone for 30% of their health, just for good measure. But right now, Wild Turtle and Jackie still sitting in their own lanes. One turret is down for each team. Legion actually in the lead, about 1.3k gold. They're up 3 kills. That is very, very important right now. Lane matchups, you see Jax has 51 CS, has amassed 2.4k gold to the 2.6k gold, 47 CS of Shen. Although Shen is 0-0-2 right now, still a bit ahead of that Jax. 80 carry, 77 CS for Graves, 2.9k gold amassed. Corki 80 CS, 3.3k gold amassed, so he is already starting to pull away from that Graves.
It's going to be hard for Curse to actually deal with that Corki because he's going to have a lot of frontline protection. You know, he will be diveable, but there will be someone rushing at him. All of us actually caught by it. Biting Crescendo is used. Great Crescendo locks down 2 people, and Westrice disengages with that lead streak. A great fight from Curse, getting that really long cooldown ultimate used for really no reason.
Yeah, the Shin ultimate has a very, very long cooldown at level 1. I know they just changed it so that it kind of scales and it gets lower with level, but they didn't want to make such a consistent nuisance early game.
200 seconds at level 1. That's
Is
over
it really?
3 minutes, yeah.
Wow, so a 3-minute and 20-second cooldown at level 1, and now this may allow Curse to take a free Dragon. Legion, not really in the area. Don't believe they have any vision on it whatsoever. And, you know, they have no Shin ult to boot, so it's like, whatever. They go in and get it. They ping the Dragon. They know something is afoot, but Curse already picked it up. Nijak going to make his way down mid lane. That is going to close the gold gap just a bit. Now, only 1k behind is Curse.
You know, those early kills did pay off, but, you know, nothing's really been done with them. They took down that early turret. Top is still up, though, for Curse. I mean, Legion, they should be applying more pressure. They know they have an advantage, but if they let Dragons fall like that, you know, it's going to dwindle away.
And I believe in the grand scheme of things, correct me if I'm wrong, but most teams would favor taking down the bot tier 1 first before the top tier 1, if that makes sense. You know, it gives you more Dragon control, right?
It depends on the situation. For Dragon control, it would be better if you think it's going to be a longer Baron-focused game. You want the top turret down. For this very second, bottom turret will be stronger. At the 20-minute mark, you want top turret down more.
Okay, so Curse will definitely benefit as it goes more into the late game in that respect. You know, assuming Legion doesn't counter it and go ahead and take a top tier 1 turret for their own. But we got the boots mobility once again on Maokai with the Heart of Gold GP10 ticking and the Fairy Charm going to be built into a Philo Stone. One can only assume Morgana go ahead and pick up this blue buff of her own. St. Vicious low on mana, but that's okay because he doesn't need a lot of mana to jungle every 6 or 7 attacks, I believe it is. Maybe 5.
Actually, recently buffed to 5, yeah.
5 now. He will get that Visionary buff, and it will be a free spell cast, so he doesn't need it that much to jungle. He's going to go back and pick up the mana anyway from his own fountain, so that is good for him. He also buys a GP10, so he's got 2 GP10s sticking right now. Sona also has 1, got the Ruby Crystal, going to build that into Heart of Gold as well. And I mean, these GP10s just, they're everywhere. Almost everyone likes to build GP10s. And for good reason.
They're safe, they're reliable, they will, you know, lead you into a late game if you're feeling behind, if you're feeling comfortable and confident. You can get them anyways because you know you will always get that incoming gold. Corki actually this game is going for a Triforce. I believe last time we saw the Infinity Edge coming out on Legion, so game 1 it was an Infinity Edge, but this time they don't have that comfortable zoning. They're expecting a lot more disadvantage because Leona and Maokai will both be diving in there, so less Corki protection, so he needs that HP, needs that chase, needs that Triforce proc.
And they're sitting around this blue buff right now of Curse. Legion unaware that it was taken not too long ago and it is still rested squarely on Nijaki's shoulders. Shin is up top, and you know, this is perfect for Legion because they would love to engage right now because Shin is unabated up top. He could ult in with no worry unless an errant creep randomly stuns him somehow. He will get into any fight that Legion so chooses.
Be a great feature of promote, but right now they're looking for an opening. Dragon has been taken, so the only objectives up right now are going to be just, you know, small parts of the jungle and the turrets. And the turrets have been the focus for the most part. So which team can really apply that pressure first?
Who indeed, they're tied 1-1 turret. Rise in the mid. He is rocking 118 CS to Morgana on Nijaki, 114. So Nijaki does have the Negatron cloak. She is going to be building that into her normal Abyssal Scepter that we saw him build in game 1. Still, you know, Legion was able to take it. So Legion showing that they can deal with Nijaki's Morgana, even though he's been playing so exceptionally well this entire tournament.
They can set up the fights, they can set everything up, but they know they're ahead by enough where it should be a little in their favor. You know, a bit. If the positioning is solid, though, Jackie has to blow a lot just to get a good ultimate off. And if that's the case, before he has his Zonias, he'll be very susceptible to CC, to being blown up. Just any sort of good focus can really be pain for Jackie.
And I know Jax is a champion that scales very, very well into late game, but, you know, so is Rise. As far as late game is concerned, who do you give the edge to here, you know, if it does go to such late game?
One of Jax's biggest problems is actually getting CC'd. So there's a lot of CC from Leona. Even though I believe you can dodge her Q, it will still eventually land. It won't actually be used if it is dodged.
Can you Counter-Strike dodge her Shield of Daybreak?
You might be able to. You might not. I'm not positive on that. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm sure we'll see it happen.
Shen has his taunt. There's lots of protection for Corki if Jax goes for a big dive. And if that's the case, you know, they're feeling confident with that. But if Jax does get any sort of free damage onto Corki, he will just melt him almost immediately.
All right, so be sure to watch for Jax jumping into the back lines, and that's kind of the difference. Jax, to deal his late game super damage, he has to go in. He has to jump into the back lines of Curse to melt those squishy carries like Corki and like Morgana may be. But right now, a lot of Mortars trying to defend this mid turret, but the Dark Binding and Tormented Soil just puts him right back in his place. And now that tier 1 turret for LGN is very low. It's about a quarter to a half health. Curse can pretty much pressure it and take it pretty easily if they so desire.
They're not feeling confident though, and that's how Curse plays. If they don't like the situation, they back up, do something else. And it looks like they're gonna go ahead, go towards top lane, maybe clear from the jungle, and just wait for something to happen. Wait for that opening to reveal itself in the mid lane, for them to see Corki maybe farming bot lane, and they can push that turret one more time.
Wait for that opening to open. Very astutely said. I like it a lot. Leona, 2 CS. Very far ahead of the, she's very behind the Sona, 13 CS.
11 CS, man, that's a lot of CS.
13 CS, yes, she is farming very effectively. And Element has just been playing so well on Sona. This is the first time I've seen Nubish play Leona, so I'm not quite sure of his skill there, but again, Element's been playing a lot of Sona this tournament, and it's really been paying off for Team Curse.
Leona is actually played very well by Anuish, but unfortunately she's not a reliable champion. What if things go wrong? What if Leona's just squishy? She will just die in early team fights, maybe only getting 1 CC off just before she's bursted down.
And nice Sapperling will spot Westrice hiding in that brush. Curse posturing up, waiting for this dragon to spawn. There's St. Fish. He's actually going for that Oracle, for that ward. He may pay for this though. Westrice jumps in, get the counter strike off onto 2 targets, and Jackie follows up with the Soul Strike. Will a Shin ultimate be enough to save Line of Mortars? No. Now Cruiser is left standing in this fight. Rise with the aggressive flash, takes down Westrice with a nice full combo there, and Jackie turns around with a Dark Binding, locking him in place. That will be a 1-for-1 exchange. I mean, jungler died and a top lane died, so I guess you could say it's in the favor of Legion.
But that is the reaction of NY Jackie. You see just immediately the CC coming out from Legion onto St. Vicious, but it wasn't enough. He just casted Black Shield so quickly, despite not expecting it, despite not seeing them flash in. It's just, oh, someone's in danger, E, and then target him right away. And that is Jackie's strength with Morgana. He is fast on the Black Shield.
It's almost instinctual. It's like his motherly instincts kick in for Nunu, and he has to save him. Right now, Curse looks like they're going to go ahead and take this blue buff of their own, but Legion knows. But will they go in? No, it looks like they're just going to ward over the wall. They're going to watch Curse's movements here. Jax is a little bit behind in tow. Shen, no ultimate. See, Rise, of course, has his ultimate. No ultimate from Leona right now. And there's also no ultimate from Morgana. This could be a favor of Legion. They do decide to engage with the Leona. Zenith blade. Westrice taking a lot of damage. There's Corkian with the aggressive Valkyrie. Elements may go down. The missile does barely dodge him, but the auto attacks will pick him up instead. And the Dark Binding on Anubish, but no follow-up. Curse a little bit too split right there. So a great fight and a great engage from Legion, despite not having Leona ulti and despite not having Shin's ulti. We can actually take the dragon real quick, and then we're actually going to go back and just look at exactly how Legion decided to play out that fight in an instant replay.
And right now, Legion, they're going to go ahead and roam towards that mid lane. They can apply a pressure across the map. They're looking just for any sort of advantage they can get now. They have the dragon. They have a lot of control. A 4,000 gold lead in favor of them at the 20-minute mark is quite a bit. And actually, we'll go ahead and hop in that replay. So the blue buff is being secured by Curse at this moment as the fight starts. Dragon pressure was on. They go ahead, see the ward come down. They're waiting for just Initiate to come out, just for someone to make the false step. And his whole team's really building up here. Anubis, though, gets a great Zenith blade onto Elements. Westrice tries to go in onto Corki, but can't quite do enough. And then Curse is on the run. They don't have mana on Jackie. They don't have mana on Elements. And Westrice is being focused down by Rise. And the chase from Demon Lord is too much from them. Curse just did not have the option because they did not have the mana. And they just chased out from the fight in the end.
And go right back in the live. And I didn't really even notice that Legion actually threw a ward in that brush just instantaneously, just so they didn't lose vision. They did not want to lose vision of Sona and of Jax, and a greatly placed ward by Nubish. If he was the one that threw it out, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure because 3 members of Legion actually have wards right now, while 2, on Curse. It's something you don't normally think. Like, usually people think it's the support's job to ward, but no, it's a group effort.
It's not that the supports have to ward, it's that everybody will be in a position to ward at some point. You will be in a dangerous spot where you need to be protected. Just slap down that ward, carry it on you. And of course, inventories being full is actually a reason wards take up slots, just because it's a decision. Do you carry that ward or do you buy another item?
And that's sometimes, if you think about Jax, actually really benefits from a ward just because he can use it defensively. He can use it to watch his lane or watch whatever he wants to, keep a peeping eye on. Or he can use it to leap strike to it, in a bad situation. It's almost like an extra flash in that respect. But we don't see Westrice picking up one on Jax, so I guess he just doesn't want to waste the 75 gold. It's maybe too large of an investment for his blood.
I mean, he does want to rush, I believe, that Triforce. He does have the Brawler's Gloves with that crit, looking for a Zeal. Going to build it, and with Triforce, Jax's damage increases quite a bit, gives him a bit of HP and a great amount of chase. And if he gets a good Triforce proc, that's a lot of damage he'll be able to apply. But right now, Jax is pretty squishy, and he's not doing the most damage out there.
He has that Phage now and the Zeal. Picks up a ward. There's the ward that he so needed. 111 CS for him, 129 CS for Shin, though, 1-0 and 4. He's got the Sunfire cape, and that is going to mitigate a lot of the auto attack damage, the AD damage of Curse, which is mainly Graves, but at the same time, Jax does a really interesting kind of hybridization of damage.
His ultimate, which is quite a bit of damage, procs every third strike, is going to be magic damage, and normally it will be a lot of physical damage too. And the thing with Shen is he also gets a lot of damage from HP. So with his passive Key Strike and actually Vorpal Blade, the heal will both improve with HP.
Here comes Cruiser in mid lane. Will he be called out? He decides to actually Shadow Dash in. Elements returns fire with a crescendo, locking down two members of LGN. Cop now being stoned out by Lotta Mortis. There's Nijaki. The Zenith Blade onto Cop. Will lock him down. And Demon with a nice long-range crit. In the meantime, Nijaki gets a double kill onto Maokai. And he flashes actually back into the enemy jungle. Westrice is now in this fight, saying, I'm here now. Hear me roar. Demon Low goes down. But Westrice may pay for it. He actually decides to leap strike defensively to his buddy Nijaki. Westrice trying to clean up there, but not quite able to do it.
The shield, or the stun does go through his counter-strike.
Wild Turtle, how wild are you going? Can you make it? No? Oh.
They're just going for the push. They don't know he's in that push. He will get away successfully, but the only stun that does actually go through the counter-strike, it turns out. And right now, they lost the fight, but they know that Curse is on the retreat. They're going to try and pressure this turret, get a bit of damage onto it, because something is better than nothing. And I mean, Legion, they tried hard, but unfortunately, Westrice coming into the fight late, the great burst, and the cleanse actually from Graves, stopping all of Leona's stun was just impressive.
And do you think had Jax been in that fight a little bit earlier, do you think in a full 5-on-5 engage, Curse would have been able to come out on top again?
It was a possibility, but you know what? He wasn't there, and if he was going to be off to the side farming, Curse, they got to know when to initiate, and that was a great fight for them.
Yes, indeed. The blue buff of Curse did just spawn. Nijak can go ahead and kind of posture over there and go ahead and take it. But, we've seen Legion before really, really stick to these buffs. Will they go ahead and contest this? No, it looks like Maokai is transitioning up top or staying around mid, just doing a little jig on the mini-map right now. Shin is down bot. He does not have his ultimate right now, so the split pushing isn't going to be the most efficient thing in the world that you normally see from Shin. Normally he has his ultimate, normally he has his global pressure, but right now he does not.
He's actually taking a risk. If they do see him in the bot lane and think they can go for Dragon, well, unless they know how long Shen's cooldown is, which is quite long, they're going to have to play that game. Do we actually go for the Baron? Do we go for that risky objective because Shen might not show up? Or, do we wait and just assume he's going to have the ult up? I mean, if he picks up a blue buff or any sort of extra CDR, that can really throw off timings.
Yeah, right now, a lot of Mortis is going to help out with his own Wraiths. There's been a little bit of counter jungling from both teams, but not too significant here.
They're both scared. They can easily catch each other out. If Westrice shows up with a counter-strike, if a lot of Mortis catches you in his jungle, you will be twisted advanced, and there's a lot of ways to catch people off if they go for these invades. So both teams very cautious about it. And overall, the blue buff is effective for both teams. Like, they want to secure their own rather than go for the enemies just because they know how important it is to Morgana and Ryze.
Yes, indeed. St. Vicious does have that oracles. He has had it for a little while. He's just been getting those oracles. It feels like earlier and earlier in the game, and it just eliminating the vision of the enemy team as early as possible. Really, not only does it just suck because you can't see anything, but it's an investment that they're losing. They invested 75 gold per ward. And in early game, that can add up, and a support can fall really far behind because of that. So he's doing that for many reasons, and it looks like it's been paying off so far.
I mean, with that Oracle, you can go ahead, deny vision, come back later, or to know that you're safe again. Actually, Dragon has been started by Curse, and Legion's trying to do something to stop it.
Shen ultimate is up. Will Legion going up? There's Nijaki's Black Shield being blown really early, but it gets blown through by Wild Turtle. Here's the Shen ultimate. Who can he taunt? No one. A great flash from Elements. will get him just out of range of the Shadow Dash. There's the absolute zero, but the twisted advance Malachi knocks him up. A no channel for you. Sona falls, and now St. Vicious will fall as well to the hands of Demon Lord Nia Jax. Can you get out of here with your soul shackles? No, you cannot. Flatten like a pancake. And now Jax sitting near his blue buff, still pretty much full health, still not really in that fight. Really, really unfortunate for Curse there.
And Curse, what are they going to do as a response? They're going to actually head towards Baron right now. A major objective, 15 seconds until St. Vicious respawns. Can Westrace and Cop stop this? They know it's happening.
They do indeed. They have a Warden there, and there's no Oracles from LGN, so Curse is just going to be able to watch this. They're going to be able to bide their time. Do they want to go in? Rise doing a great job of coming out. Smite is doing a great job of just zoning both players of Curse out. There's the engage. Wild Turtle will defensively flash over the wall, saving him from a lot of damage. Now Cop exhaust. Will he quick draw straight into Rise? No. He will just go down instead. But can they still take this? Rise is dangerously low. Demon Low has no mana. Lot of Mortis has half health. This is really scary. Can Curse come in and do the AoE damage enough? There's no ult from Nia Jax. He is kind of far away. But do they have the AoE damage to stop this? Can Consume Smite Nunu get in there? We've seen it happen before.
Looking for it.
That's a lot of damage from the true damage of Consume. And then Smite on top. Saint wants it. Saint splashes up. Will he go in? Will he go? No!
Flash!
He doesn't get it. He fails the flash. Saint Vicious fails the flash and is not able to steal that Baron. Man, oh man, he was waiting for so long. The twisted advance to a creep, almost knocked out by Elements. But here we go, the chase. Elements should surely go down unless they just lose interest and back off, but that's not the case. They want it, and they got it. Wild Turtle is now unstoppable. Legion has Baron. Legion has a 9-kill advantage. Legion has a 6K gold advantage. How can Curse get back in this?
I mean, they have the good team fight. We've seen them do it before with Morgana. The ultimate, it can just do so much. That's why she was banned out game 2. But, I mean, they're playing on nerves. Saint missing that flash, that is not something St. Vicious would do. That is something that just happens so rarely at this level of play that you can tell he's being hit by this long series by how close he is to being just kicked out of IPL faceoff. He's close to losing his spot in this tournament, and it's hurting the team just in terms of emotions.
Yeah, and it wasn't all his fail, though. It was, Leona did a fantastic job of zoning him, too. She used her ultimate over the wall just after her Zenith Blade, and Zenith Blade does lock you down for just a quick second. So he kind of went back just a hair, and as soon as he did, he got locked down by Zenith Blade. He got slowed by the ultimate because I don't think he was quite in the epicenter of it, and then he just reacted. His instinct was just, I need to get over that wall. I need to consume. I need to smite. But he wasn't able to do it. He was just a hair too far away, and that is super unfortunate for him, but it's super fortunate for Legion. They're looking so good right now.
Curse can still recover, though. They still have a lot of AoE, and Jax in the late game is always going to be devastating just because he hurts so much. So they have that potential. They got to play cautiously, though. They got to make sure they're not going to these crazy plays, because you know what? If they do get too risky, one good punch could lose an inhibitor, and once the inhibitor goes down, it's so hard to come back.
Yeah, Legion wearing this Baron loud and proud. They're going to have Shin split push up top. Here comes Corki to make it a 4-man push in the mid. They can siege this turret just about all day. No worries from them. There's a collateral damage, just trying to wave clear. So Cop forced to use that ultimate purely as wave clear. But, I mean, I wouldn't put it past Lauda Mortis on LGN to tower dive here. I would love to see it. He knows the Shin ultimate is up. Does he want to go on this? Tower falls right there. Tier 2 turret down. Taken by LGN. And Shin's still up top, and actually Jax goes up top as well. That's perfect because they're just going to kind of push into each other, and Jax is going to always have the looming threat of being able to stop Stand United if Shin tries to engage in that mid-fight.
The thing is, Counter-Strike takes a little bit more to actually stop the ultimate. Actually, Leona heading towards that top lane. They're going to try and go onto Westrice. They do scare him off that turret. They can now take it themselves, and, you know, a great push coming out from Legion.
Yeah, and Curse just looking for any which way to get back into this fight, into this game. They have that ward over the wall. We could see an awesome Nia Jax Dark Binding. You know he's pinpoint on with them. And just barely dodged a nice stutter step by Wild Turtle. Gets him out of harm's way. Shin now moving mid. Shin just never wants to be with his team because of his Stand United.
He doesn't have to be.
He doesn't have to be. That's the power of Shin right there. Jax can keep following him all day, but then the rest of the team will come down. He'll go up top. Jax will then have to go up top. But slowly but surely,
actually, Elman's caught with the prison, does he?
Legion is winning this game just because they're sieging the turrets very effectively. And they got Baron. They can stay here all day. There's no problem with them whatsoever.
Their personal Sona's healing them quite well. And right now, just one misstep from Jax, if they do send him to chase down Shen, they will go ahead and lose their mid-turret. He will just get that ultimate off.
Yeah, and there's a couple auto attacks from Corki trying to push the lane a tiny bit with his missiles while dealing damage to the turret. It falls to about 3/4 health. Saprolig's also kind of not really wave clearing, but just saying hi to Jax right there, blowing up right in his face. Legion just looking good right now. It's their game to lose. Everyone is here. This is game 3. Curse doesn't want to lose. Legion wants to win. That's how it works.
It's actually odd to say this. There was a moment where literally just both teams were sitting there because they know if they make one mistake on either side, they can punish it so well. They can go ahead. Just if Curse can get a good kill possibly onto Demon Lord, it would just
Actually,
be huge,
there's a tower dive. There's a twisted advance onto Graves. The absolute zero from Safe Fishes trying to deter some of the damage. The Shin ultimate and the taunt onto Safe Fishes. There's the collateral damage, but it's not enough. Jackie trying to take down a few members of LGN with him. The Zanyas, the tower will take down Rise. The shutdown comes up. Here's Westrice. Will he be able to clean up? Inubish actually gets a nice shield of Daybreak, but the leap strike will pursue him. But a nice flash of Dark Mighty barely misses Inubish. And that is going to be a good fight for Curse right there. 3 for 1.
The chase is on. Can he actually get away?
It's not even over.
The stun lands. Will it be enough? He picks up the kill. Maybe.
Does
He's
he?
actually getting away. Just
Run,
one
Nubish,
more
run!
Nubish, nice try, but they do pick up the kill. And what is Curse doing? They're counter pushing right now. They're going towards that mid turret. Can they go ahead and actually pick up this inhibitor? 20 seconds till somebody respawns on Legion. Shen is alive, but can Shen 1v3? Probably not. He's actually pushing in the top turret.
Yes, he is. What's going to happen here? Tier 2 turret goes down at the hands of 3 members of Curse. Shen is up top. Looks like he will be deterred by Nunu up there, but how far can Curse go? Corki just spawned. Rise is about to spawn. Maokai is about to spawn. Are they just going to take this turret and leave, or are they just going to leave with the turret at half health? So, you know, at least they put down some damage on the turret. That's very, very important. Oh, Westrice take a dragon. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Dragon at this point, not the biggest deal in terms of being able to do it. Westrice solos it quite easily, and you know, they're still behind gold. 4,000 is still a big number to be behind, but you know what? They took a fight. They showed they had that presence. Legion took a risky dive, though, and they probably won't take such a chance again because, I mean, when you take a big risk and it fails like that, it's got to hurt. It's got to sting. It's got to change your mindset.
Jack's going back right now. As you saw, he has 2,400 gold to his name right now. What is he going to build? A GA, perhaps? Is that what we're going to see? Goes back, and there's the GA on Jack. So, you know, hopefully we can see a 5-on-5 engage with, you know, Westrice not so far behind. You know, he's been effective at cleaning up the fights really, really well, but I feel like if Curse wants this, they need a full 5-on-5 fight with Westrice absolutely blowing up Corki. That's really what they need.
Which actually could happen right now, actually putting a lot of Mortis instead.
There's a twisted advance. St. Fishes starts to channel his absolute zero. Cruiser the Bruiser with the taunt onto a few members of Curse. Jackie, his ultimate will pop, stunning Cruiser the Bruiser, not allowing him to teleport, even though he was right next to his compatriot. And now Westrice forced to use Leap Strike defensively. Legion looking really good in this fight. Westrice has his Guardian Angel there. There's a double kill for Cop. Westrice respawns and Leap Strikes away. But the Valkyrie from Demon Law, he is chasing on this. I don't think he'll be able to poke out with his aggressive Rune Prison, but the auto attacks won't count. But Wild Turtle takes it away. You can't dodge spells. And Jax falls. A fantastic, fantastic chase. And this game is all about the chases so far. It's looking really, really good. Legion will continue to pressure this top turret. Curse, pinging Baron. They know it's up. They could want to go for a counter Baron here. Knowing that a lot of Legion's low, but Legion pings it themselves. What will they do in this situation?
I mean, right now they could go for it. They know that they have 3 for 3, but it's a huge risk to go against a Baron when they have a Consume Smite Nunu in the game. I mean,
and they don't have a Smite themselves. So we're going to go real quick back to that play, and then we'll get back to live.
So it started out with Legion trying to go for the red buff. They try to, you know, get it in the end, but St. Vicious shows up, gets it with a smite, gets it with Consume. Demon Lord goes for the fight, and right here, Westrice starts chasing him out, trying to get him out of the fight, which would be huge. And St. Vicious, with the absolute zero, does a good deal of damage, and Morgana with her ultimate takes him quite low, but it's not enough. Westrice does get chased out, and in the end, a lot of Mortis gets taken out. Shen gets his ultimate interrupted, but Westrice is in this dangerous position all of a sudden. So it's 3 for 5. Can they actually fight this? Well, at this point, there's so much damage being done by Legion. They actually chase out Westrice, pop the Guardian Angel, you know, kill Jackie with the rockets and just auto attacks, and they had so much done, but just the follow-up damage from Demon Lord was too much to deal with in the very end. And Wild Turtle, of course, with that amazing flash, and the Spell Flux actually bounces off of top to secure that kill.
Fantastic play right there at Legion with a great chase, looking really good. Now they're up 6 kills, and now they're up 4 to 5K gold. Can Curse come back in this? We're entering the 34th minute right now, 1-1. Legion has 1 tower advantage on Curse as well. So, you know, according to the numbers, Legion is winning this game, but Curse right now trying to tip the scales in their favor. Can they take it with a quick Baron? It is falling so fast. Will it consume might be enough. There it is. But the engaged Lana Morton decides to twist and advance right onto Nye Jackie. The Soul Shackles will proc with the Zonius. Make Jackie so low right now. He goes down right after it. And St. Vicious falls. Can Legion clean up? What are you going to do, Wild Turtle? Will you engage? Here's Westrice. Cruiser the Bruiser. 2-on-1. Triple kill for Cop. Misses the buckshot. He will get a taunt off 2 members and defensively flash. That was a fantastic fight for Curse, showing they are not out of this game quite yet.
Are they going to go for the push? Westrice is heading towards that turret. Is he going to try and clear the creep wave or actually just take it down and go for the inhibitor?
Go Westrice, go Westrice, go. He is pushing with that Counter-Strike. Shin, in the meantime, is up top doing the same thing, but Westrice going to be able to take this turret down pretty quickly. He has 10 seconds of unabated base time. Just him, mono, mono. He takes it down. There you go. And now, oh, he's not going to go for the inhibitor right now. He's actually going to pull back.
Doesn't know where Shen is, scared that when Leona responds, Leona Shen will take him out and they could just turn that around onto Curse. A great fight coming out of them, though. They have the Baron onto Graves and Jax right now. It's a huge deal, and Shen, you know, he tried to save them at the very end, but if Demon Lul does get focused out, despite the gold advantage, which is only 1,300 now, Jax can just kill him so quickly.
Westrice goes back, gets a Bilgewater Cutlass, going to build that into a Hextech Gunblade, of course. But now he has it for the chase. You've seen him come up and clean up a few of these fights already. And I love that last fight. He fell so low, but he knew he had his GA. He knew he could risk it. He went back in and was able to get 1 additional kill for his team. But then right there, man, he just zones so well. And then he's like, oh, the big damage, all the fighting's over. Let me come in and just sweep up with my push broom. There should be a Janitor Jax skin, I feel like, just for Westrice.
It actually worked out quite well, and that's the problem Jax does normally have. If he jumps into a team fight, he does get a decent amount of defense from his ultimate and the items like Guardian Angel, but you don't build that much on him. There is no Frozen Heart on Jax, there is no Warmogs on Jax. So right now, he's still fairly squishy in this whole scheme of things with resist and armor, but by coming into the fights a little bit late, he can do so much and just chase out Demon Lul and just do so much damage that Jax, you know, if he's not stopped, will do.
Yes, indeed. I mean, Wild Turtle on Rise is making a show of it. He has Zonius, Abyssal, Tear, Rod, Giant's Belt. He has all the items necessary to deal damage because, you know, he just needs to build mana. Actually, he doesn't have the normal Frozen Heart and stuff like that, but he has a different build entirely. And that Zonius, he just needs it for, you know, defensive purposes pretty much because he has been getting focused by Curse. And
right now, he's a major threat. The sustained damage is exactly something Jax needs to deal with and has problems with because that Rune Prism will stop so much of his damage. No Leaf Strike, no Chase, and that's what Jax needs.
Yeah, he still has some decent AP ratios that they kind of instituted a little bit ago. So it's definitely doing work for him, but it's just, can he survive? Can he survive this fantastic AoE team comp of Curse that's been proving to be a force to be reckoned with? There are the rockets coming out, trying to poke Curse as much as possible. Legion cannot lose this inhibitor. Jax does have his GA up. How aggressive is he going to be? Does he want to go in? Does he want to be the aggressor now? Or does he want to stay and clean up just like he's been doing the last few fights? No, it looks like Curse is going to back off. They know there's a tier 2 bot turret up, and they don't want it to stand any longer. They could proxy the creep wave. They could just go ahead and transition to Dragon instead, and that looks just like what they're going to do. Nice quick draw and leap 2 for Graves. Oh, the buddy system.
Westrice and Cop, very good buddies. And you know, it's a good safe play that they do that. They're not taking these risks. This is what Curse does. If they find that they're in a good spot but not the best spot, they'll play safely until they know they have that big advantage. And for the first time in quite a long time, Curse takes the gold lead.
Yeah, it's by a hair. It is 200 gold. Turrets are even. And Curse is down 5 kills right now. And that's the unfortunate thing, you know, not the unfortunate thing, but the fortunate thing in spectator mode, we can see that slight difference. Players, when they hit tab, all they can see is that they're down 5 kills, and that can be really demoralizing.
Getting caught out right now. The Shurilios is blown. Can they get the twist advance? No, they do back off. Westrice will casually walk out of there.
Because if Curse knew, even though they were down 5 kills, they were up a little bit of gold, moving to 500 mark, they may be a little bit more aggressive. Cop finishes his Guardian Angel. Now he has the Infinity Edge, the Phantom Dancer, the Last Whisper, the Guardian Angel. What's going to happen here? They're just dancing around mid. That's it.
I mean, there is not a whole lot of vision coming out for Curse right now. They have, I believe, 1 horde outside their base when Legion was pushing it, but they don't know where Legion is, and they're careful about that. They're scared because one good catch really changes these games. if there's a good room prison, for example, the flash room prison we saw onto Westrice earlier would be a great example. They can catch someone out and they're stuck in place, and when you're room prison, you're pretty much dead with the burst coming out.
Legion right now has no map vision whatsoever. They don't know where Curse is. Curse pinging the top turret that is down, saying, hey, look what we did a little bit ago. They want to push that top lane. It looks like it is very far pushed out in the advantage of Legion, but they could just proxy the wave by just eliminating and then perhaps just face-taking this tier 2 turret. But Legion looks like they want none of it.
60,000 gold. They're pretty much equal. Actually, Curse going around. Are they going to try and cut them off? Go for the inhibitor with a backdoor.
Did they bait that tier 2 turret kill for an inhibitor kill? Will Curse be able to take this down fast enough? Legion has to respond. Legion can't lose this. And they do. With the dark binding on Wild Turtle, Laudamoris wants to make something of it, but he cannot. Curse just dipping and diving in there, taking an inhibitor and backing off for nothing. Laudamoris in pursuit. Does he want to get the twisted advance off into a black shielded Nijaki? It looks like he does not. Now Laudamoris and his team have to respond in kind. They have to try to push out that mid lane. They can't just beat down an inhibitor. That's awful in such a close game.
They can wait the 5 minutes, but if they do that, you know what? They're going to get pushed in. Baron will be responding in that time, and if Curse gets another Baron, Jack scales so well with that. The same with Braves. It'll just be tremendous amounts of damage that they cannot deal with, so they have to go ahead and do something, make some play to go ahead and stop that inhibitor Curse from being alive.
That Shin split push is being rather effective. He has the Randuin's, Frozen Mallet, Sunfire Cape, and Negatron Cloak right now. 243 CS. Jax, though, 5-4, 272 CS. Hextech Gunblade, Triforce, GA, and now the Elixir of Fortitude that he will surely pop in the next few minutes when a team fight almost inevitably breaks out here. Legion, still very little ward coverage around Baron. The only one they have is around their own blue buff. They have no idea where Curse is. They could have an inkling, a thought, a speculation that Curse is going after Baron, and that is exactly what they're doing. They're waiting for it. They are ready for this Baron to spawn, and they can take it down so very quickly.
It will be spawning in the next few seconds, or their timing is off, and they're expecting.
Awkward.
And with that, Legion, they want to stop them, they have to stop them, but look how quickly it died. This is going to be about a 10-second Baron,
Oh, and if Legion walks into a fully Baron team, of course, this could be awful for them. Will they see it in time? There's a Shirelles. Will they be able to catch Laudamoris? He is the only one split from his entire team. A leap strike onto a ward. Will Westrice be able to chase him? He doesn't have leap strike up, but he lands the counter strike. But it is Glenn's Quicksilver Sash right there. Laudamoris goes down to Cop's auto attacks almost. The Shen ultimate actually stays in the middle of the enemy team. In the meantime, Nijaki and St. Vicious trying to do work in the back lines of Legion. The taunt will land on the Westrice. Rise falls. Curse 5 for 2, trying to push in on this base. Will they take turrets? Will they take inhibitors? Will they go for the game win? Westrice, do you want it? You are a little bit out of range, but Curse, baby steps, baby steps. Don't rush into this, please. This is their push. Look at that damage on the turret. See you later, turret. And this is LGN right now falling. Cruiser goes low. He decides to taunt in, but it is for nothing. Curse is going to focus the Nexus turret. Now they fall. Leona falls. Corky may fall to boot. The Nexus will go down. Curse takes it. That is, they're going to advance to the grand finals versus TSM here at the face-off. Woo.
Curse taking it from so far behind, showing their skills.
Wow.
Shaking hands with Legion right now. Amazing game coming up from both teams.
That was fantastic. Nobody, if you ask people predictions for top 3, it was like TSM, Singapore Sentinels, World Elite.
Those 3 only.
Guess what 3 at least is? Legion. And we're going to see who is 1 and 2, TSM.